Okay, this particular puppy, I'm not too happy about the puppy. So I'm going to give the puppy starter to this puppy to give it a little bit more of a kick. So you can give it 2 drops up to 4 times a day in the first 10 days. Just bear with me a second. So we just do it just like so. 1, 2. There we go. And now we've got the milk. So you can see that the puppy's taking it. Again, you just need a few drops, that's all. Right, okay, so we're just going to give just a little bit more milk. And you'll see that the puppy's taking it quite well. Can you see that? If I move my hand out of the way. Okay, that's a fantastic solution in there. And you know, this puppy now is one of those puppies in a big litter that just from competition would fade away, but the puppy starter is giving it new life, so that's all right. It doesn't need to take too much, you know, in one go. You can see that puppy starter is fantastic. That's that. I know this puppy's eaten now, and I'm gonna put this puppy back with the rest of the litter, and you know, we'll see how she well, let me see. It is a she. How she recovers. So put her back. You can see old school mothering. I've come down, and she's had 2 pups. You know, she's carrying them around. She's cleaned them up. She went to the corner to pick one of them up. Just letting her get on with it at the moment. You can see the Joshua marking coming through. These are going to be beautiful. Still, look at how massive her stomach is. So it's going to be a long evening. It's almost identical to her last whelp. So good girl. I'm not gonna get involved yet. I'm gonna let her have more. Good girl. Good girl. You see these rails? Do you know? See these rails? That's not a problem. That's just blood from the birth. I can't believe I missed this again. You know, I've been checking every, you know, 30 minutes. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Right, we start getting involved. She's you know, what I love about this breed is they are very, very natural mothers. I mean, already you might say, Ben, come on, give us a break. I can see the head profile that I wanted. I can see it already. Right, put the kettle on. Strong coffee. Glucose and stuff like that. I'm going to show you how you're going to use this to keep the bitch's energy up. So you can see within a matter of minutes, one pup is already latched on, or trying to latch on, which is good. I don't know what sex. At the moment, you can have those two pups with her, and it's good that they come out hungry. I mean, her milk production is fantastic. She's got a lot of milk in there. I mean, you just look at her teats, absolutely swollen. Yeah, that one's definitely latched on. That's what we want to see. You know, when you talk to people about using BIS and stuff like this on your dogs, this is when you'll start to see what I'm talking about. You'll start to see continuously the type of litters that I will produce. Anyway, fact versus fiction. You know, I know that there's many attempts there to create all this negative propaganda, but it makes me laugh. You know, I hear all sorts, you know, like Bola. My surname's not even Bola. Isn't it funny? I'm so surprised that people that know me haven't even said, hold on a minute, what are you talking about? This is one of the strangest thing about YouTube. People just go around making stories up. The last thing I heard, he's 46 years old. I'm 1977, March. Do your fucking simple calculations, you lying bastards. Anyway, by the time I'm 46, which is going to be 11 years away, I expect to be in a very, very different situation. I pray to God I'm in a very, very different situation. You know, I'm working very hard in my life, so positive things should happen. Anyway, Nutrilac. You can see two tubs there. We got the heat pad. On a day like this, we don't really need it. It's a lovely day. However, we don't know what's going to come out that might be weak. A weak puppy needs to be kept warm. Puppy starter kits. Yeah. We've got cholesterol. If in doubt, pooch it out. So there we go. This stuff is so important. Fresh every time I have a litter. Just be organized. So many people are calling me, oh, you know, my dog's about to give birth. Oh, sorry, Savlon. So many people have been watching these clips, it must be old news to you, but people still aren't following simple instructions. It's so easy. You know, once you're prepared, you have no problems. I mean, I say you have no problems. You'd have more chance of dealing with problems. You know, nature is nature. So as enthusiastic and as happy as I am now, you know, there can be a breech puppy, but I'm ready. I'm ready. Look at that puppy. That puppy, no joke, I swear on my life, that puppy is not 40 minutes old. The nutritional balance that this bitch was given through her pregnancy was just simply awesome. In fact, it's been my most amazing feeding profile as I learn more. I'll tell you about some of the kibbles. You know, I've done a real analysis of food. Type of food that you give when the dog is pregnant, you know, type of food you give at various stages, and there are a series of dog foods. Arden Grange, tick. Royal Canin, tick. Pro-Plan, tick. Oregon, tick, but too expensive. Arden Grange, Royal Canin, Eukanuba, all those foods, but we'll talk about that. But yeah, every time you know, don't think, oh, fucking hell, Ben, you told me, you know, IAMs the other day. You know, they're good foods, but I'm telling you about the greatest foods at this time. If things switch around, I'll let you know. So we just caught this other pup. So just watch what she does. I want to watch all, you know, leave her. Normally I'd have jumped in now, but she's you know, it's a very delicate, good girl. You wouldn't let her do too many of these. Strong pups and a very good mother. Good girl. So let her do a few, then you're going to start taking over. Good girl. Okay, that's okay. I am gonna really beautiful. Good girl. Excellent. This one's already out of the sack. You may want to help out. Just watch how she's gonna. Okay. Might get involved with that in just a minute. Good girl. Right, I'm gonna get involved. At this point, you get involved. So it's out. And it's funny how she picks them up and pinches them. Do you know what? I honestly thought this was lost in dogs. I honestly thought this was lost in dogs. You know, a lot of these modern day breeds, this, you know, whelping ability and being able to pick pups up and carry them around and stuff like that, almost feral aspect is gone. You know, at the moment, I mean, look at the size of her stomach. She's already had 4. The white is very dominant. You see, this is why you want to be around. You know, I mean, she's doing a great job, but just keep watching her. And watch the movement from that puppy. Good girl. Be very gentle. Be very careful. Good girl. So that pup, gotta move that pup out. There we go. Let her do the rest. That's how you end up losing puppies. Don't just go, even if you know the bitch, it's a very sensitive time, don't just go, you know, sticking your... Good girl. Okay. Let's go around. She's doing all the right things, a gentle pinch. What a beautiful head. Lifting it up very gently. This is old school. Old school. Old school whelping. She's doing brilliantly. And I would report to you genuinely and let you know genuinely if I'm able to. I mean, of course, you're not going to be silly, but I'm talking about major intervention. She's had a really rough pregnancy. These pups are a really good size. I'm really happy with that. So all of these I'm going to feed by hand. All of them. Great heads. Strong, stout pups. So this is steaming of the bowls, yeah? I mean, guys, you know, I'm not blessed enough to have a wife. However, you gotta respect her kitchen, man. You know, I wouldn't expect if I was married to someone for her to let me do this. I wouldn't even want a woman to let me be doing all of this. So, you know, if you're gonna clean stuff, make sure you got, you know, clear permission, because, you know, I think my mum, the kitchen was always her kitchen, and I think I give a woman if that's what she wants, that's what she wants. I'm not saying, you know, a woman's place is in the kitchen. Well, anyway, moving on swiftly. But yeah, you can wash this outside. I'm just re-steaming it. And the first thing people say, oh, my dog's given birth, it won't eat. Very true. It won't eat because you haven't done the right thing. So I'm going to show you what to do to keep the dog eating. We're going to make a liquid energy drink for her with glucose and Nutralac. I'm going to show you that in just a minute. Okay, so I want you to just take one heaped spoonful, like so. Yeah, like so. And then 1, 2, and a bit, like so. Then you just run some, just warm water. Yeah, that's great. Mix it up like so. It mixes so easily, this stuff. Have a little bit, not too much water, a little bit. You want her to finish that. Okay, this is just a real energy boosting, refreshing drink for her. So, she's delivered some pups. Everything is looking good. So some glucose in there for her. These are the pups. Already doing well, already suckling. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 so far. Put this down for her and she'll lap this up. Keep her energy up. Yeah? If you continue doing this, she will continue to eat right throughout. Keep presenting small meals that are high quality. She's on a puppy kibble, and in about an hour and a half, she'll be presented with that, with some mince. These puppies will have the same milk, so I'm going to make sure every single pup gets fed. Fantastic. Great. Look at this one trying to suckle. I mean, look at the milk production. Did you see that? Look at that. You know, you have arseholes going around criticizing what I do. I mean, I was reading somewhere. Look at that. Qualified by experience. Gone. That there is a decent meal. If she had nothing else, I'd be okay with that. That's a decent milk, decent energy level in there. And this is the mince. This is human quality mince. Should be having this shortly. Good girl. And we come to the BIS. This is just, you know, pregnancy is a very, very stressful time. And I mean, these pups will be raised on Future Star, and you'll see the difference of how pups do with this high-end. There we go, darling. There we go. Excellent. Don't give her, even though she wants more, don't give her any more. You want to build a desire. Good girl. You know, with the good food and the good tablets. Good girl. Good girl. Pick that up, wouldn't you? Another trick also is not to let her eat too much of the afterbirth. I don't have any scientific evidence, but I think nature's way, because obviously, you know, a wild fox or, you know, a lion, a wolf, it won't have the opportunity to go hunting. So I also think, I don't know, just a theory, that potentially there is a food a hunger suppressant in that afterbirth, or it might be so nutritionally high that they actually don't need to eat food, because dogs do generally go off their food. But I found a way to stay on top of that. Look at the quality of these pups. Look at the energy. What you give the mum clearly goes to the pups. Bitch is wormed correctly. I'm absolutely chuffed with that. All gone. Well done, darling. You've got a belly full. Nice, strong, healthy litter. You don't have to do all of these things, but we do all of these things. That's why already people are turning around and saying, oh, you know, they're better dogs in the UK than in Pakistan. I mean, that's absolute bullshit. I get tortured by Assad all the time with, you know, pictures of dogs. The reason these dogs will look better is we are being, or at least I'll say I'm trying to be careful with selective breeding, but the nutritional input right from scratch is just so spot on that, I mean, look at the length of this puppy. And arguably people will talk about, oh, both the parents are small. It is like cooking. Who would have ever, if they said to you steak and kidney pie, you would have been like, fuck right off. You know, I'm sure those that are not British that hear that, steak and kidney pie, you're like, what type of ingredient is that? But, guys, how delicious is steak and kidney pie? So sometimes the ingredients you use don't make sense until you've cooked it. We've cooked it. Good girl. And just sit back now. These pups will be fed manually in the next 30 minutes. Absolutely. Why do you do that? They're not really suckling, and she's not going to be really settled. Some are suckling, but I want to keep the energy level as high as possible in the pups. That puppy there is absolutely beautiful. Wow. Wowzers. Beautiful. Look at that head. Oh, man. Smashing it. Oh, praise be to Allah. Thank God. Thank God. Oh, you breed for money. You breed. Okay, I do. Get over it. You know, there's no cheap way to getting good results. Every time I have a litter, I buy fresh bedding, fresh light. I mean, to be honest with you, this is quite silly. Because you can use existing ones. I'll be honest with the heat lamp, I normally just leave them and the wires get chewed or something happens. But the vet bed, I think definitely it's a very good investment. Every time I have a litter, fresh, you know, cross-contamination is a massive problem. You know, and I want to reduce that as much as possible. So let's get the heat lamp set up now, not just for heat, it's not actually hot, but to start drying out the pups. And you're going to see what I mean by that in a minute. You'll see how much quicker they dry out. You've also got to watch the bitch that she doesn't overheat, okay? So boom, you introduce the heat lamp and watch. Do you see? You see the pup? I'm not saying the pup wouldn't latch on, but you see that? You know, a warm puppy is everything. Even if a puppy's not warm, a dry puppy is just too important. You can see. Can you see the attempts now? Just wanting to start to feed. That to me is just great news. And that puppy is latched on. Albeit not perfectly. She's so well fed that look at that. A puppy only needs to put its... I think those are the breeders that see that. They will really give me credit for that. Look at that. That's cholesterol galore. Look at that. You just need to touch those teats. I know many people get so frustrated. You know, they say that their dam's got no milk. I mean, some bitches, they just have a problem. But if you follow a specific feeding guide, and I'm going to do something specific for breeding, you follow that feeding guide, you make sure, I mean, maybe a lot of people that breed don't realize, you realize that your bitch has almost 2 to 3 times the water requirement when she is pregnant. And I think some people don't give that, because the amount of water that I give, that I let her drink, is, initially you think, you know what, she's drinking a lot of water, is there a problem? I've noticed that water, if you let them drink that water, and you give them the supplement, you give them the right type of kibble with the right protein and crude fat profile, the end result is mammary glands like that, and their vitamins. Your propaganda, which is really laughable, because you don't want to see me do well, that you start creating slander. Well, you know what, instead of coming online and arguing with numpties, what I'll do is I'll sit back and I'll just continue to do this. Then it'll become clear. You don't fluke puppies like this. And I think that many people that are fans, that have followed, I think one thing that is clear is every time there is an improvement. And that's the way it should be. Mercedes, BMW, Audi, they don't keep doing the same old thing. They keep improving. They keep learning. You've got to be careful with this as well. You know, it doesn't overheat the bitch and she starts panting. I'm really happy with that. Now you may see a pause in the whelping, because puppies are lined on both sides of the horn, so she could have cleared out one side and then she's going to start on the other side. The most important thing is, you know, you don't have like hours on end or without pups being born, or if she's straining. She's eating, you know, she's fine. I will take her temperature again, make sure that it isn't getting too high. Yeah, everything's fine. So you can see scenarios like this where this pup has been holding things up. So she's you get involved here. You see that it's not presented well. Give her an opportunity to resolve it. There we go. Okay. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. That pup there, I think, was definitely holding things up, because there was quite a lot of straining. That's why your dog needs to be in optimum condition, exercised well, fed well, you know, good muscle tone. So that's a slightly different colour tail we're seeing. Old school. Old school. Old school. Old school. Old school qualities, you know. Old school qualities. Some modern day dogs now don't have this know-how. Good girl. So we've got the heat lamp on now. All these ones are doing well. So that's the 6th pup. Can you see that bit of greeniness? During the birth, that's alright, but it isn't great if you see lots of that. And I normally use blue. I don't like to use green vet beds because you don't know whether that's rubbing off on the, you know, on her, or whether it's a green fluid. Green fluid is always a bit of a concern. Nice head. So far, little to no interaction from me. Like I said, that green fluid is not a big issue, but it is an issue, if you know what I'm saying. Reddy brown, thick is a definite issue. And of course, raw blood continuously flowing. I mean, of course you should see blood like that, but raw blood continuously flowing, there's a problem there as well. So we've got a good quality kibble, balanced, Arden Grange. You can use the Pro Plan, very, very good. You can use a Royal Canin. What do I find with Royal Canin? I find with Royal Canin, I just don't think it, sometimes some dogs don't eat it, and also the coat sheen is not intense. I think we got another pup coming here. Yeah, I know that. I know that pup was blocking things, so glad that's out. Right, so this is the mince, and we're gonna just put it in there and microwave it for 3 minutes. And this is the kibble. That's fine. Not too much. You want the meat to be well excessive. You're going to now put that there and mix it all in together. I'm going to show you the end result in a moment, and she's going to scoff that down. So this is the food. You've seen me give her 1 BIS tablet. She'll have 4 a day. Basically, this is what you do. You mix in the, you take those tablets, break them in half. So I'll mix this in and let it cool. Yeah, if your dog doesn't eat this, your dog is a stuffed dog. It's a dog from Madame Tussauds. Let that cool, and I'm going to film her scoffing it down. So quite a good sign that I think everything is okay, is she's eating. So we got the biscuit with high quality beef mince in there, and just add a bit of water to that. She might not be able to polish it off at once, but she's doing a good job. Certainly lapping up all the liquid. You don't want too much liquid in there because that's all they'll eat. So it's good. Get some nutrition down there. if you prepare this for most bitches, they will eat it. In fact, this would have been consumed a lot more if I stopped her from eating all the afterbirth and stuff like that. But yeah, she's already eaten over half of it, which is fine, and she looks like she's gonna polish it off. Yeah, beautiful. So this type of pup that's already showing some weakness, you've got the heat pad. Yeah, you're gonna keep this pup away from her now for a little while, and just feed it manually, because this is the type of pup that will end up in trouble. So there we go. It's drinking. Just apply just a little bit of pressure. So there we go. A little bit dehydrated. Can you see? Well, it's not that bad actually. It's going back. It was a little bit more. So that's a way to know when you pinch the neck. If it stays, the skin doesn't go back, you know the pup's dehydrated and you know you're in trouble. So that's a good sign. It's always going to be the way in a big litter. But for me, the objective is not to lose any pups at all. Doesn't always work that way. So there's little Tinkerbell. She's now keeping her head up. She's nice and warm. She was freezing cold. You know, so she's nice and warm. And she's rehydrated. A bit more movement in her after the puppy starter. So that's good. Still weak. But the rest of the pups now, all of them have had a feed, and they are just that little bit stronger. It's a long old whelp. I mean, look at her stomach, and it's already midnight. This is why you got to keep those puppies. She moves every two seconds. She gets up, obviously because she's uncomfortable because of the contractions. So. I'll feed them again in about 2 hours or so. Look at that head. Five in the morning. So, giving her another drink. There's the litter at the moment. There's little Tinkerbell. Getting slightly stronger. Still got to keep an eye on her. Well, maybe the scan is right. I'm just surprised, you know. My gut feeling saying that, you know, that a minimum of one more pup in there. But yeah, if that's the case, then good girl. Good girl. Come on, Bambi. Come on, Bambi. Come on, Bambi. Come on, love. Thank you. Let her go and take a pee. Good girl. I'm going to. Yeah. I'm going to just feel her stomach once more and let her settle. Good girl, she's done well. She's done well. Like times like this, if you let your dog out, always be very careful. because she could. She wants to go back in to see her pups. Alright, I just have to put this down a second and check her stomach out. Okay, so just thought I'd update you on little Tinkerbell. The pups have pretty much finished that milk, discard that, and I'll make another one for them in about an hour or so. Just a better puppy, isn't it? Do you know, it's amazing, every time a puppy's born, she can tell which puppy it is. Obviously, it's wet or whatever, and she makes sure she's pinching it to get it to open its mouth and clear its lungs out. All a good size. Alright, let me get her liquid feed. I think instantly what I'm seeing from the litter instantly is great heads. Shame, I really hoped I'd get a pup with a pure black head and a white body, and there are a few pups in the litter that show promise, but not quite pure black.